Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. Welcome to our online classes, Bhagavad Gita class. So today we will be talking about very important subject matter, chapter 5 of Bhagavad Gita. That is karma, action in Krishna consciousness, karma yoga. Please mute all. So yeah. So we will starting today the Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness, 5th chapter. Is very important. Before we start, we offer our Mangalacharana prayer to invoke the auspiciousness from our spiritual master. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Anjana Chalakaya चक्षुर्निमले तंजेन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So thank you very much again. If it is audible or not, we can start. Yeah. So today's chapter is very important. That is called 5th chapter because first chapter. So let us have a recap. The first chapter is the Visada Yoga where Arjuna was lamenting. Arjuna was in very distressed conditions. He was declining to fight on account of his emotion, sentiment, temporary sentiment for his family men. So he was declining to fighting. In second chapter, Lord has given him the knowledge, the preliminary knowledge. What is that preliminary knowledge? The rudimentary knowledge is we are not this body, we are the spirit soul. Then in that second chapter, later part, Krishna spoke to act in Buddhi Yoga or in Krishna consciousness so that you will not have any problem, any kind of sin by fighting in this battlefield or killing your kinsmen. So in third chapter, Krishna say knowledge is better than this action. It's karma yoga, but at the same time, she told that knowledge is very important. At the end of the third chapter, he told this knowledge is very important. If you are in knowledge, so you will get rid all kind of sinful activities. You will acting on that platform that you are not this body, you are the spirit soul. So in this knowledge, if you act, then it would be good. And fourth chapter, Krishna has explained about how to do all kind of how to important of transcendental knowledge, how all the sacrifice culminate. If you do culminate to transcendental knowledge, at the end of the fourth chapter, he told that actually working in devotion is better than mental speculation or simply knowledge. Simply I have knowledge, but I am not acting properly on that capacity. I have knowledge how to cross the traffic light, but I am not actually crossing it. And then what is the use of this knowledge? It should be properly applied. So today's chapter is that we have to work in Krishna consciousness or proper knowledge. Simply knowledge, mental speculation is not enough for liberation. We cannot liberate simply by having the knowledge. Just like simply by having knowledge, I cannot avoid the danger. I have to stop whenever I see the red light. I have to act in that knowledge. Therefore, I will be avoiding, any accident. So today's topics is the Krishna consciousness or karma yoga, work in Krishna consciousness, action in Krishna consciousness. So today we will start. I am sharing the screen. Very, very important subject. You know just the theme, what actually Krishna wanted to convey. You know the things. Even big scholar Pandit, you can easily, because it's just a point Krishna is explaining. What is this? Arjuna is asking. Arjuna was now in 5th chapter beginning. He was builder. Krishna, you told me that karma yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. Now you are telling that no, jnana is better. So I do not understand. Jnana is better. No need of renounce. Better renounce your all kind of activities. Better in transcendental knowledge, not material knowledge. Transcendental knowledge is good. So he's confused. So he's asking the very beginning. I'm sharing you the screen, Bhagavad Gita. So in the very beginning, he's asking. What he's asking? Oh, Arjuna, you can see the screen here. Arjuna said, "Oh Krishna, first of all, you asked me to renounce work. Then again, you recommend work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which one of the two is more beneficial?" So here, Krishna is asking, Arjuna is asking, you told in the 4th chapter that you should renounce knowledge. Transcendental knowledge is very important, that I am this body, I am not this body, I am the spirit soul. To understand everything is God, what about the God, who is God, how he comes, all the transcendental knowledge is very important. And so you should not be entangled in renounce of, material activity. You should come to the knowledge platform. So now you are recommending, now in the end of the 4th chapter, Lord is telling, last 2 verses, he's telling you have to work in devotion. So he's confused now. He's asking, tell me what is good, whether I should give up the work, renounce work, or work in devotion. That is the question, work with devotion. That is the question has been given. So Krishna, Lord is explaining, replying. The personality of Godhead replied, renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. But for of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. It's a very, very important point. What is sannyasa? Sannyasa means satyanyasa. Sannyasa does not mean that you stop working. Stop working means stop this nonsense work. You do the better work. This is a positive way attachment. Don't do negative work. Don't do positive work. That is real renunciation. Therefore, Krishna is explaining here. Both are actually same. Work in devotion also same, but because we are now engaged in this material body, there we are engaged in material activities, positive activities, and we are doing good or bad work, whatever according to our action, we are getting this body. Karmena daivanetrana. According to our karma, we are getting the body. So we are entangled in this material activities. So to how to purify that, Krishna is giving example. You work in devotion. You whatever you the work you do for me. You dovetail your consciousness. In this way, you work in devotion, so that all the reaction will not affect you. As I already given an example, a soldier is killing on behalf of government, he's getting gold medal. Although killing is the same, killing is sinful, but in this case, he's getting gold medal. And renunciation of work means you renounce all the nonsense work, but you negative work, you attach to positive work. Just like a child is playing, but he cannot stop playing. You cannot say, okay, only stop playing, don't do anything. No, he is going to be engaged, he is going to be active. But instead of stop playing, he can study or he can do something else. Renounce work means renounce the mentality, propensity of material activities, propensity of negative activities, but attached to the positive activities. We are going to active. A renounce means is not like that. I renounce my dress, having an orange dress. Now COVID is going on, and I am not taking, I am not saving my beard. I have a beard, then I become a renounced sannyasi. No, sannyasa is different. Satnyasa iti sannyasa. Satnyasa, Satya means absolute truth, God. So one who is acting only for the God, that is called sannyasa. Real meaning of sannyasa. Real meaning of sannyasa not mean that I am having a orange robe, everybody is changing the dress, they are telling I am sannyasa. No, sannyasa is only working for the God, no more for him. Arjuna was actually acting on a very, initially he was not acting. He was thinking, oh, why should I fight? He was not thinking of God. He was not actually renouncing. There is no question of renouncing actually. What is renouncing? Supposing in your house, you are a rented house and you are leaving that house. Will you say the landlord, I am renouncing your house? No. The house does not belong to you. Why you will say the landlord, sir, I am leaving this house? You cannot renounce the house. This house does not belong to you. Similarly, with nothing is belongs to us. Everything belongs to God. You take it, you tell me anything that is yours. Everything is traced back, it belongs to God. Air, water, fire, all this material element belongs to God. So everything belongs to God. We have come zero naked. We will go also zero. So what is to renounce? Real renouncement is positive attachment. Positive attachment. That is what Krishna is saying. Both are same, but work in devotion is better. Why work in better? Because if you are not proper, supposing you are a family man and somebody will tell you renounce, and if you really have no positive attachment, then it is a problem. You will be thinking, oh, why should I give up my family life? Why should I come to the spiritual life? So why I renounce everything? Therefore, Krishna says work in devotion is better. Because renunciation of work means you should have a positive attachment. You cannot suddenly renounce. Suddenly renounce. That is called artificial renunciation. What is this artificial? I do not want to wear anything. So in India, we see so many Baba, they are naked also. And a monkey also naked. What is the difference? Is that renunciation means renunciation of cloth, renunciation of money, renunciation of your house, wife? No, that is not renunciation. And a monkey also, there is so many animal in jungle. They are renounced. They are all naked. They don't have any dress, renounced cloth even. Are they sages? No. Real renouncements mean positive attachment, always in God, always engaged in God. That is real positive attachment. Not that I renounce, oh, I am a sannyas. No, that is not renounce. Renounce the mentality of I am the enjoyer, I am the God, I don't care for God. I am good, I am this, I am that. This is all is material designation, so-called I am the product of material matter. I am the matter. No, we should understand that real renouncement means renounce that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul. I am the part and parcel of the Lord. Everything belongs to Lord. That is real renouncement. So Krishna is telling here that renunciation of work in devotion, actually both are good for liberation. Because without that you cannot liberate. If you simply ask for yourself, no, I want to go to McDonald's, I am earning my money. Why should I give to God? Why should I do anything? Why I will do whatever I like. I want to enjoy my senses. In this way, if you do, you cannot. You will be entangled in this material bondage. Karma bandhana, that is called karma bandhana. Therefore, liberation means you have to work in devotion. Just like a soldier is thinking, who cares for government? I will kill so many people. He will be hanged. Exactly like this. So what is that Krishna is telling in very next one? Who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renounced. Such a person free from duality, easily overcome material bondage, completely liberated, oh mighty Amazon. So renunciation, Krishna is saying, he has no desire, he no attachment, he no desire, no hating, because he knows that nothing is belongs to me. I'm in a rented house. This material life is a temporary life. I'm rented. I'm the spirit soul. I'm staying in a rented body. I'm a rented body only. So this body also does not belong to me. So I have to renounce everything. That kind of mentality thinking and that kind of then I have to activities. I have to understand this and also act accordingly. That is called renounce order of life or renounce, real renounce. If somebody does that, like in the same mentality that nothing belongs to me, the body is also temporary, my children, my country, my community, my society, everything is temporary. It is stated in Bhagavatam, one of the beautiful verses that I can show you here, very beautiful verses in this. Since the body itself is ultimately meant to become stool or art, what is the meaning of paraphernalia related to body, such as wives, residence, wealth, children, relatives, servant, friends, kingdom, treasuries, animals, minister? They are also temporary. What more can be said about this? So the body itself is meant for stool and earth. It is temporary. The time of death, it will be, it will be again mixed with the earth material elements. So what is the use of this paraphernalia of body, relatives, wives, residence, wealth, bank balance? Everything is temporary also. That understanding is called renounces. Therefore, Krishna is telling, who neither has nor desire. He knows that. Therefore, neither he doesn't like or doesn't hate also. Doesn't desire, doesn't hate. Real renunciation is that when everything belongs to God, everything can be utilized for the God. That is real renunciation. We should understand the theme. Whole verses will be the whole our 29 verses on the particular subject matter. That you should understand that God has created this, just like we are hearing. We are hearing here the Zoom class about Bhagavad Gita class. If somebody will come and Bollywood sing and all, we don't like it. We will not enjoy. We will not like it. Similarly, God has created this material world for his enjoyment. For his enjoyment. If we come and if we do not participate or facilitate for the God enjoyment, increase his enjoyment, we are now in a problem. We will be in a problem. Similarly, we have to, just like a finger is cake is there. Finger, we say, now why should I help the body, help the stomach? I should not. Then finger will be in problem. A finger will be happy when he will take the cake, put it in the mouth, and it will go to stomach. Then finger will be happy, mouth will be happy, stomach will be happy, body will be happy. So as long as we are acting in that platform that I should be always engaged in the service of the God, for the sake of the God, then we will be happy, God will be happy, everything is fine. Therefore, that is called real renunciation. Prapanchaitika buddhevu harisambandhi vastuna. Everything belongs to God. Everything should be nirbandha Krishna sambandhe. Everything should be utilized for Krishna. Anasaktasya vishaya. Just like a leaf, in a lotus leaf, lotus are in the water only. They are inside the water, but they are not attached. You see the lotus leaf, if you put the water will not stick. It's not attached, although it is inside water. Although we are in this material body, we have this family, we have this job, we have everything, but we should act detached to it. Just like a lotus. Krishna has spoken in 5:10 in this chapter. You should be like a lotus leaf. Although inside the water, you should not be attached to the water. That is called anasaktasya vishaya yuktaharam yuktaharam upanjanjate. Nirbandha Krishna sambandhe. Nirbandha Krishna sambandhe. That is called real renunciation. Nirbandha Krishna sambandhe. What is that called? Nirbandha Krishna sambandhe. Yuktam viragyam uchyate. That is called real vairagya. Viraga means everything attached to Krishna. That is called real renunciation. Everything should be utilized for Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. Everything utilized for the Krishna. That is real. That is real renunciation. So only this ignorant speak devotional service karma yoga is different from the analytical study of material body sankhya. Those who are actually learned say that applies himself well to one of this path, achieve the result of both. Actually, this some people sometimes they say, oh, this karma yoga is different from this renunciation of work or any sankhya philosophy or something. No, actually both are the same. Actually both are same. Only thing that, and if you are not ready for renunciation, you will be. That means you are not ready. If you misunderstood renunciation, then it will be a problem. Therefore, Krishna say work in devotion is better than renunciation. Sometimes renunciation they misunderstood. They said that I give up everything, go to Himalaya. No. If you Himalaya go and simply Himalaya, you just like a tour, you see the sightseeing. Then what is the use of that? You go to Himalaya, you engage your mind in Krishna consciousness. That is the real purpose of Himalaya going. Not simply like that I go Himalaya, but no. I renounce means I am active. I'm still active, but positive attachment. That is called renunciation. Positive attachment. So merely renouncing all activity and not engaging in devotional service cannot make one happy. No, you cannot be happy. Simply renounce and you are not having positive attachment. You say stop desire. We cannot stop desire. Many of them say that you stop desire. You stop thinking. Then Lord Buddha, Lord Shankaracharya also same thing they preached actually. Dukkhara vinasai, kamanara vinasai, dukkhara vinasai. Kamana means loss, desire. So you stop desire, you stop desire means stop your distress. All distress will go. You are desiring, you are planning. We are planning every day, every day, every day planning. We do not know all our planning is going to be fertile, baffled, frustrated, because we are not, we are living in a very temporary atmosphere. We are living in a non-existential platform. We are existing in a non-existential platform. It is a temporary platform. For this, for the 100 years maximum, or 50, 70, 100 years, we have to leave this platform. This is a, what we say, rented house. So we have to leave this rented house. That understanding has to be there. Therefore, why should I, I am going to stay, supposing I am going to Malaysia or some other places, or what do you say, Delhi or Bombay. I am going to stay for 2 days in the hotel. I am not going to decorate my hotel, my room. I am not going to buy so many things because I know I'm going to stay for 2 days. Whatever the facility given to me by hotel, I will stay there. I will do that, enjoy, and I will go away. Not that no, 2 days I'm going to stay. I have to make more decoration. I will buy so many things in the hotel room. Nobody says like. Similarly, in this material world, we are going to temporarily stay. Why should be so much attachment? My car, my bungalow, my wife, my bank balance. No, as long as it is necessary. Jivasya tattva jigyasa. What, as long as what is necessary, bodily necessary to maintain the body, basic necessities should be. you should you should strive. You should act. We should work for only basic necessity, not more than that. A elephant, he is taking so much, so many things. An ant is taking a little thing. If an element say, if an ant say, I will take like a elephant, so many things, what will happen to ant? He cannot do that. Similarly, a elephant also think, I will take only little. No, he cannot also. Therefore, one should take as much as necessary for livelihood, not more, not less. And rest of the time, you should understand that everything belongs to Krishna. It should be utilized for Krishna. That is the injunction of all scriptures. Isavastam idam sarva yat kinchita jagata ima jagata. This is Isopanishad. The first verse say that Isavastam idam, everything belongs to Krishna. Everything, whatever you see, whatever you think, and tell me, everything belongs to Krishna. Nothing in this world is not connected with Krishna. You trace back everything. We are speaking now, laptop, computer. It is made up of air, water, ether, fire. Everything is element is not created by us. It's created by the Lord only. Everything traced back is belongs to the Lord. Sunlight, moonlight, everything. Rain, everything not created by me or my scientist or my father, grandfather. No, created by God. Therefore, everything should be utilized for Him. That understanding has to be there. Not that cashier is having so much money is coming and going, but he should know that this is not my money. Everything belongs to bank. In that consciousness, cashier is safe. If cashier thinking that this is my money and I'm taking the money, then he will be jailed. Our situation is like this. Everything belongs to God. We do not acknowledge. We do not acknowledge that everything given by the God. I am going to enjoy. But we do not acknowledge it. We don't care for that. And we want to enjoy that. That is whole idea. How to enjoy as much as enjoy the senses. If we enjoy the senses, we are karma bandhana. We are entangled, either good, bad, or everything. Therefore, we should understand that whom the property is, whom everything belongs to, should be utilized for him, and we should keep our quota as much as we require. Everything should be utilized for God. One who walks in devotion with a pure soul, who controls his mind, senses, is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled. Hare Krishna is really pointing this point. Walk in devotion, who control his mind and senses. Not that no, I want to eat. Just like I'm a disease, I'm in hospital. In hospital, there is so much restriction. You cannot eat, like you cannot eat that, you cannot eat that. That is what? Controlling the senses. Whosoever controlling the senses or tongue, he will be cured soon. If we say, no, I don't care for doctor, no, I can eat anything. No, then he will prolonging his disease. He cannot be cured immediately. It will take time. So to cure means we should follow the doctor. You should control our senses. Tongue, I should not eat like this. I'm a jaundice patient, I should not take that. I am a COVID patient, I should not take that. This all kind of do's and do not to controlling our senses so that we will be cured. We all are disease condition. Therefore, we should control. Without controlling, you say, no, I don't control and I can also be very pure, I can liberate. That is not possible. A patient say, no, no, I don't follow doctor instruction, control my tongue, I can eat everything and anything, I will be cured. He cannot be cured. No, that is not possible. Therefore, Krishna said, those who are pure solely working and controlling the mind senses, they are not entangled. No, I want to work and enjoy, work and enjoy. No, in this way you are entangled. You cannot get liberation. Whole scheme of Bhagavad Gita is to liberate from this material body. As long as we have this material body, we have disadvantages of birth, death, old age, disease. We have inconvenience, so many inconvenience of material, disadvantages. I have financial problem. I have this relational problem, psychological problem, from my mind, from others, from calamities. We have so many other problems will be there. Therefore, Krishna is telling, no, you should be control all the things and work in devotion. Your activities should be not for the sense gratification, not for your sense gratification, your selfishness. Arjuna was actually doing the same thing in the beginning. He declining to fight. He was thinking himself, oh, what will happen to me, my family, I, me, mine, what is this? He's actually is a lost desire. It is lost actually. He's not controlling the senses. A person in divine consciousness engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving about, sleeping, breathing, always know within himself he actually does nothing at all. Because while speaking, evacuating, receiving, opening the closing eye, he always know that only material senses are engaged in their object. That is aloof. See, that is very important point. Here Krishna say, everything we are doing, if you have a knowledge that the body is doing, I am aloof. Being a spirit soul, I am aloof from that. This is first of all preliminary knowledge. I am aloof. As a spirit soul, I am not infected. Because of our engagement of body, the body has to act. One cannot say, I cannot work. No, we are forced to act. Forced to either bad or good, either positive or negative. I have to work. But who perform his duty without attachment, surrendering the result to the Supreme Lord, unaffected by sinful action. Just as a lotus leaf in untouched by water. Just like I give an example, that lotus leaf, although it is there in inside water, but he was not attached to water. Similarly, we should work in such a way that we should not be attached. Just like a cashier. Cashier is not attached to money, although he's receiving so much money. He's giving out also so much money. Similarly, we should act, although we are family, we are working, but we should not be attached. Oh, my car, I will have like another car, another building, another money. Everybody is after money. We will have this much, that, this much, that. This is all illusion because it's all temporary. As much as we have attachment at the time of death, we will be thinking of my dog. I am so much attached to dog, puppy, puppy, puppy. I will take birth as a dog. Krishna says that yam yam mapi smaranam bhajatan antakara antakalevaram. Krishna says that at the time of death, our mental condition will bring us to another body. It will create another body. Yam yam mapi smaranam bhaja. Chapter 4, test. Chapter 8, test 6. Krishna says. यम यम वापि स्मरणं भवत् तज्जन्ते अन्ते कलेवरम तम तम एवति कौन्तेय सदा भाव सदा तद भाव भावित. Whatever the state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will remain without fail. That means at the time of death, our mental condition create another body. I am thinking of a tiger, I will become tiger. I am thinking of my wife, I become my wife. I become a woman. I am thinking of whatever I am thinking, my mental condition. Whatever mental condition, I will get another body. If I'm thinking of Krishna, Krishna say, he will come back to me. Vaikuntha Prati, no more birth, then disease. Krishna say that. Antakale cha mameva smarana mukta kalevaram. Ye prati samadbhavam yati nasti atra sancha. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attain my nature. Of this there is no doubt. So Krishna here, very, very common thing, very universal thing he said. If you think whatever you think, you will get that body. If you think of me, you will also come to me. Vaikuntha Prapti. So how important is, therefore we should mold our activities without attached to anything, rather a positive attachment, thinking of Krishna, thinking of God. Then at the time of death, we will finish our all this material existence. We'll go back to spiritual existence with spiritual form. No more birth, death, disease, COVID, cancer. No. That is whole idea of Bhagavad Gita. Whole scripture is directing in that focus, in that process, in that aim. That how to liberate ourselves from this material bondage. And the whole idea is there. Therefore, Krishna is telling, abandoning, yogi abandoning attachment act with body, mind, intelligence, with the senses only for the purpose of purification. Therefore, those who are yogi, they are yogi means those who are connecting to God, those are devotees actually. They always do body, mind, intelligence, always engaged only for the purpose of purification. They do not engage for more and more entangled. I will eat more and more, I will get cancer, I will get problem. No, they are controlling their mind, just like a diseased person, controlling their senses, tongue. I don't eat paratha, I don't eat pani puri, I don't eat this one because it will aggravate my disease. Whole idea is that we are all having this disease, we are having fever. We have to act such a way that our fever will reduce from 107, 105, 102, 98 normal. That is whole idea. Not that I have to increase my fever. All modern civilization increase my fever. Increase fever such that I will become 107 and die. That is what going on. Atom bomb, this bomb. What is this atom bomb? Killing everyone. Our modern civilization is trying to increase this disease, increase the fever. Therefore, Vedic says that you have to control mind, you have to control the senses. Without attachment, you should work. All your mind, body, everything. Your body should not be attached. Your mind also should not. Your body means your action. Whatever you are acting should not be attached to particular things. Mind should be also thinking, willing, desiring. It should not be attached to particular thing, material thing. It should be a positive attachment. How to attain Krishna, how to go back to Lord. You're intelligent also. Everything should be attached. Why should I attach to material intelligence? How to use YouTube, how to use Facebook, but rather how to study Bhagavad Gita. That is the intelligence, that is the null mind. And body also, I'm hearing now Bhagavad Gita, means my body is here engaged in Krishna, hearing Krishna. My mind is thinking of Krishna. My intelligence also now I'm receiving knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. That is actually called, that is actual activity. That is called renunciation. That is called purification. That is called work in devotion. That is the real action. So that you will go back to you will be purified. You will not have any reaction. The steadily devoted soul attains unadulterated peace because he offers the result of all activity to me. Where a person who is not in union with divine, who is greedy for the fruits of his labor, become entangled. See, Krishna is already telling here that those person who are so much greedy that I want this, I want more and more, that is demons. Krishna says there is a demon thinking like this. In this beautiful verses, Krishna is explaining that how the demons is thinking. Demons always thinking that I have more. The demons think that gratify senses is prime necessity of human civilization. Until the end of life, the anxiety is immeasurable, bound by a network of 100,000 desires, absorbed in lust, anger, they secure money by illegal means of sense gratification. The demoniac person thinks so much wealth I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now. It will increase in future more and more. He is my enemy. I have killed him. My other enemy will also be killed. I am lord of everything. I am enjoyer. I am perfect. I am powerful. I am happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. Then none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifice. I give some charity. Thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such person are deluded by ignorance. Krishna says these are demoniac. And by this, all the things, they are all going back to demoniac species. Krishna says those who are envious, mischievous, who are lowest of among men, I perpetually cast into material existence, into various demoniac species of life. They become bound. Actually, they are thinking like that. I am the enjoyer. I am this much of my money. so much attached to the money, their building, their property. So this is the way we are entangled in this material world, and with having different body. When the embodied living being control his nature, mentally renounce all action, he resides happily in city of 9 gates, neither working nor causing work to be done. See, those who are really renunciation means they have know that 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 this body, the embodied soul, master of the city of the, does not create activity nor does he induce to act. It does not give future. All is enacted by the modes of material nature. So if you understand that, renounce all the action by this knowledge, and he control his mind and senses and engage all our activities. Material life means all senses. I am seeing, I am watching, I am hearing, I am smelling, I am touching. All these activities should be properly regulated, purified, engaging in the service of Krishna. Then that will be real things. That will be real purification. That is called real renunciation of all action. It will not create any reaction. So Krishna is giving so many of this beautiful way how to work in devotion. Every senses, we have so many senses, 5 senses is there. We can utilize 5 senses. We can smell the flower offered to Krishna, tulasi offered to Krishna. We eat prasadam. We see the Lord's beautiful, instead of seeing the beautiful heroines, why not the extraordinarily beautiful features of the Lord? My seeing will be purified. My senses of seeing, I want to see beautiful things. Yes, that is natural. But if I see the Supreme Lord, that my seeing problem is solved. My seeing desire will be solved, and also I will be purified. I want to eat very nice thing. Why not eat prasadam? Beautiful offered, so many items, chappan bhog, and offered to Lord, and you eat as much as you like. That is purifying actually our eating process. Everything in connection with the Lord, it will purify. I want to dance. Why not dance? Dance for Krishna. Sing for Krishna. Why not all Bollywood song, all this lost, inducing the lost. So therefore, Krishna is telling how to purify the senses, utilize everything, everything for the supreme service to the Supreme Lord. So very important verse is this one. Not the Supreme Lord assume anyone sinful and pious action, embodied being, however, a builder because of ignorance which covers their knowledge. So this is very important subject matter, important things, because many people say that Krishna is the main. Why Krishna is inducing me? Why Krishna is not doing me like this? Krishna is sanctioner, but you are responsible for your work. Krishna is not doing his work, your work. You are responsible for your work. So therefore it is said that Krishna, you are responsible for your work. You are obliged for your work. You cannot blame Krishna. This is your thing. So you should be understanding this point, very important point, that one should know that everything is done according to, we are responsible for our action. Krishna has nothing to do with it. Krishna is the sanctioner. He is sanctioning you. He is in spirit soul. He is sanctioner. But you are responsible for your work. You cannot blame Krishna. Oh, Krishna is everything, means he is also inducing me to act. No. It is our responsibility. Our action is our responsibility. Krishna has nothing to do with it. Therefore, Krishna say, I never interference. It is you do this bad or good thing, because according to your knowledge, according to your knowledge, because your knowledge is covered by ignorance. Therefore, you are acting and you are suffering. When, however, one is enlightened with the knowledge by which his science is destroyed, then his knowledge reveals everything. Then sun lights up everything in daytime. So Krishna say, if you understand the proper knowledge that I am the spirit soul, I am not this body, my action is really binding me. So I should purify my action. I should act according to the doctor prescription. I should not do this one. I should do that one. I should not eat like this. I should take medicine. I should not eat like this. I should eat this one. Just like we are taking medicine along with diet to cure our disease. Similarly, we are all are in a hospital, material hospital. We are diseased. So we should take that. I should renounce all these material activities which is binding us. We should take up the spiritual activities, which is connection to the God. That is important. That is called work in devotion renouncement. These both are actually same. Action in Krishna consciousness. You do whatever. You are an IT engineer, you do. At the same time, you are not attached, and result you are giving to the Lord. Or at least you are in knowledge that everything is belongs to the Lord. Everything. So you dovetail that action. That is Krishna consciousness. The humble sages by virtue of the knowledge, when one intelligent mind, faith, refugee, fixed in supreme one become fully clean, misgiving through the complete knowledge, thus proceed straight to the path of liberation. Krishna says that if your intelligent mind, faith, everything are fixed in supreme, and you are no more thinking, everything is all your senses, our senses, along with mind, intelligent, everything is fixed in Krishna consciousness. So we are attached to Krishna. That is called positive attachment. Negative attachment, this is called real positive attachment. We have two things, do or do not. Do means positive attachment. All our mind, intelligence, senses engage in Krishna. Do not mean that is called negative. Don't do negative. Don't do nonsense. Don't do negative. Don't do the child. Don't do badmasi. We say don't do all the naughty things. Better do the something better. Similarly, our is same thing. Renunciation means don't do that and do correctly, properly. Do it the right thing. Now simply don't do that is not enough. Not enough. You have to do positively. Living all don't do. So this is what Krishna said. Therefore, he said that those are humble sages, they know all the things. They see everything equal. Humble sages by virtue of true knowledge see with equal vision. A learned, gentle Brahmin, cow, elephant, dog eater, all are same. How they can say same? A dog and human being is different. Dog eater, dog, Brahmana, all are different. How they the great sages they see equal? Because they don't see the outer dress, they see the soul, spirit soul. It exists everywhere. It is the same. They don't see the outer body. According to our karma, we are getting different dress. Therefore, they know that according to karma, somebody is Bill Gates, somebody is gatekeeper. But actually, they are all same, actually, spirit soul. When they liberated from this action, they do the karma yoga or action in Krishna consciousness, action in the interest of God, in connection with God, in dovetailing or in connecting in relationship with God. That time they will be liberated from this so-called artificial dress. They will get a natural dress, spiritual dress. This is whole idea of Krishna is speaking. And those whose mind are established in the sameness, equanimity, have already conquered the condition of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, thus they are already situated in Bhagavan. Therefore, those minds are established in sameness. The mind should be act accordingly. I am positive attachment means I should act accordingly, not that simply positive attachment. No, I should act. I know that I should study. I know that studying is better, not playing a child. If child understood that playing is waste of time, I should study to get a good mark. If I play only and not studying, I will not pass the examination or come out flying colors in the examination. Therefore, a child understood that and he gave up that playing things, and now he take up that studying. That is really called, that is called in that position, he understood that he is already on the path of liberation. Already he knows what to do. That knowledge has to be there. That knowledge important. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant or laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unwildered, who knows the science of God, is already situated. So a person who knows that I am the spirit soul and I am not this body, I should not lament, oh, I am getting so much money, I got the lottery, or I got appraisal, I got my grandchildren is born. They should not be happy for all the things, and they should not lament, because they should know that I am the spirit soul. Somehow and other I am inside the jail. I have to get out. All this happiness and all temporary. They have no value, it's temporary. So if one is really In knowledge, they will not be so happy. Oh, I got my first division. No, they know it's all temporary. We are all in a death queue. So why should I unnecessary happy, unnecessary lament? Eh? I'm getting bad result, good result. No, all this bad, good is all temporary. So if is really understanding, then it is really, then he is really in a Brahman state. He knows what to do. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, always trance, enjoying the pleasure within, is always self-realized, unlimited happiness, for he concentrate on the supreme. That is called real thing. We are all looking for happiness. Bahirarthamanina, Durasaya. Durasaya means our ambitious, everybody ambitious. They want to externally get the pleasure. They were working on day and night for external pleasure. They have no idea internally Supreme Lord. The pleasure is inside, not outside. They are frustrated. Everybody frustrated. You are trying to become happy, but you are frustrated. Why? A rich person also frustrated. A poor person also frustrated. A middle class person also frustrated. Why the frustration? Because your happiness not outside. You are looking the happiness from the outside. Your happiness is inside only. Within the heart, Supreme Lord is there. You have to connect back. We have to connect back. That is whole idea. The deer is thinking where I will get a grass, but he does not know grass is just in front of him. He does not know that. He is looking here and there, where I will go. He is going to jungle to get the grass and attacked by tiger. We are also same thing. We are trying to externally get happiness, more money, more iPhone, car, bank balance, like this. We are increasing, and we are attacked by tiger. We are frustrated. Finally, nobody is happy having 10 cars, suiciding. Big person also suiciding. Nobody is happy. Poor people also not happy. Rich people are not happy. So they have no idea. Happiness is not found outside. Happiness should be within. Therefore, Krishna is telling here, unlimited happiness. When we are connected with Krishna, we are the soul. When we connected with Supreme Soul, we are happy. Just like a fish, we can take out the fish and put it in a presidential house, or Ambani big house in Bombay. He has a big palatial building, or Buckingham Palace, London. He will not be happy, because fish will be happy only inside a water. Water is his real home. Similarly, we won't be happy, external happiness, by having 4 iPhone and 100 dresses, so many spec, Ray-Ban, Gucci, designer dresses, Gucci, Ray-Ban, Guess, all this Louis Vuitton. I cannot be happy, because this is not my, real food. A soul food is not this. This is all bodily comfort. Therefore, I cannot be happy. I will be happy within, when the soul is connected. Just like a bird in the cage. How much you put it in a golden cage, and you are not feeding the bird, he will die. Similarly, we may be so many things, but you are not feeding our soul, we will not be happy. Our feeding of soul means we should be connecting to God. That is called karma yoga. Our actions should be connected to the God. So therefore, Krishna is explaining here that this is the whole idea, that the intelligent person does not take part. The source of misery, those who are intelligent, they know that the source of misery. More become iPhone, I want this, and if you do not get, you will have a problem. You will be angry, frustrated, lost, lamented, everything, and you will suicide. This is the whole idea. People are ambitious. I want to become one night I become a rich person. I will have a bungalow. I will have a car. After having a car also, they are not happy. After having a bungalow also, they are not happy. So they know that. Krishna says intelligent person know that. This due to contact with material senses. I am a diseased person. I like to have a biryani. But I don't know. Doctor has said that if you take biryani, you will not be diseased. Your disease will be more aggravated. Therefore, intelligent person control that senses. I should not take biryani because doctor prescribed. We should also follow the Bhagavad Gita. You should control the mind and although mind and senses telling, oh, biryani, oh, so good, so biryani, I will take biryani. But no, although mind and senses is dragging us, we should control it. That is called intelligent. Therefore, intelligent person, that just like COVID, although we don't like the mask, we don't like vaccination, but we don't like to lock down in the house. It is for our betterment, for our cure. Intelligent person, he will know that this is for our benefit. We should stay at home, lock down, shut down. We should have a mask. We should have all the preventive measure to avoid the vaccination. Avoid the infection of the disease. That is intelligent. Not that, no, I don't care for this mask. It is not comfortable. I feel like I should do. Ignorant, fool people will go. They will not obey all the rule and regulation. As a result, what happened in the India second wave? So many people died. So many people infected. They should learn from Bhagavad Gita how to control the mind, how to control the senses. This is what knowledge is very important. We cannot act without proper knowledge. Without perfect knowledge, we cannot act perfectly. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is very indispensable. One must learn Bhagavad Gita. Whose happiness is within, who is active, rejoice. Aim is inward, actually is a perfect mystic. He is liberated in Supreme. He is ultimate. He attains Supreme. Krishna has said this in these 24 verses. I highlighted here. He should within, the happiness is within, not outside, externally. iPhone, I can change my iPhone, I will be happy. This is all useless, frustrated. After some times, another iPhone version will come. No, I will change the another version. Another Android will come. No, I will change that Android. I will be happy. In this way, we are looking for happiness. That is not, we cannot get that happiness. We will be looking, searching after happiness. Our real happiness is within when you connect it to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, we should be understood this all the fact. Therefore, Krishna say in 25, 26, 27, 28 that how to control the senses, and you should be doing the yoga system. See, Lord is so beautifully connecting Bhagavad Gita. The next chapter is yoga system, Ashtanga Yoga. So Krishna is telling you can control your mind and senses by Ashtanga Yoga. Of course, finally he told it is not possible in this age of Kali, very difficult for general people. Therefore, Bhakti Yoga is very important, more highest. But he is now giving another clue, another direction to Arjuna. By Ashtanga Yoga also, you can control your mind and senses. Our problem is we are not controlling the mind and senses because we have no knowledge. Out of ignorance, I am telling, no, I will take. I am disease condition, I can take anything, everything, no restriction. I am COVID infection going on. I don't care for government, all this knowledge, government instruction, direction. I should do everything, whatever I like. That is what a problem. We are doing whimsically. We don't care for the instruction of government. I will be problem. Instruction of the God. Bhagavad Gita is the instruction of God. We will be problem. Therefore, Krishna telling you should control your mind. How to control the mind? Since Krishna is giving some example, practical example. You do Ashtanga Yoga. Yoga means Indra Samyam. Indra means controlling the senses. But later on, it is Arjuna declined it, and therefore Krishna is giving a higher process, another very good one that is called Bhakti Yoga. How to engage everything in the service of Krishna. Everything belongs to him. You use for his. Everything belongs to him. So everything should be used for the Krishna. Everything. My wife belongs to him. My children, everything. Our body, our air, water, fire, everything belongs to him. Everything should be utilized. So finally, Krishna is last verses of Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 529. A person in full conscious of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices, austerity, also the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entity, attain peace from pangs of material misery. This is a peace formula Krishna is giving. Everybody wants peace, individually, collectively, society, community, country, but no peaces. Every time fighting, Israel, Palestine, India, Pakistan. Why this fighting is going on? Because they are thinking that I am the proprietor. There is no center. Krishna is telling, well, I am the beneficiary. I am the beneficiary of all sacrifice, austerity. Everything should be on for me. I am the central, just like a father. Father is the center of the family, and every children, wife, everything should be acting on behalf of father interest. It's a natural. It's a every household family. Everybody we know that interest of father. Then everybody will be happy. Father is supplying everything. He's going to office. Similarly, Krishna is supplying everything to us. We should understand that he is the beneficiary of all the things. He is the enjoyer of things. I am not the enjoyer. He is the enjoyer, real enjoyer. But by giving facility to him, I will be enjoyed. Automatically, I will be enjoyed. That is whole idea. Automatically, I will be enjoyed.
It has started increasing.
So it will be. So Krishna is last statement. Krishna is telling Bhaktaram Jagyam Tapasam Sarvaloko Maheshwaro. I am the Sarvaloko Maheshwaro. Beautiful verses. You should remember this. Bhaktaram Jagyam Tapasam Sarvaloko Maheshwaram. So the Sarvabhutanam is a real friend, not like hi-bye friend. Today I have money, so many friends. I have no money, no friends. Krishna is not like that. Either you have money or don't money. He is always friend. If you know that I am the beneficiary, everything belongs to me. I am the real enjoyer, one. And Sarvalokomaisura, I am the proprietor of everything. And I am the real friend. By remembering three, by understanding, or by understanding these three things, you will get santim, you get the peace. Everybody want peace. But no peace, because they are thinking, I am the master, I am the enjoyer. You cannot be enjoyer. The only one enjoyer is the God. If you're trying to enjoy, you are frustrated. You are no peace. Oh, I want this. I am the enjoyer. I want to enjoy this, but you cannot, sir, because you are not the master. A servant can say, I am the enjoyer. He cannot be. A cashier say, every money belongs to me. He will be in a problem. He cannot. He has to give up. He has to give all the money to bank. He cannot say my money. Therefore, when you know that everything belongs to the bank, I am just a cashier. Similarly, when you know that everything belongs to God and he is this proprietor, I am not the proprietor. I am thinking this is my house, my family, my children, my community, my country. I am Indian, I am Pakistan, I am American, Australian. All these things, there is no santi. You are frustrated because you are not. You cannot become like this. You cannot be happy because this is not real, true. Reality is not that. Therefore, we are in an illusion. We are the pervert. This material world is a perverted reflection, perverted reality. Reality is spiritual world. This is just like if you go to the lake, there is a tree on the lake. The reflection will be in water. It is not real tree, but real tree is there separately. Similarly, we have a reflection of moon in the water. It is not real. Real is there somewhere. So this material world is a reflection only, perverted one, not really proper one. So perverted reflection. Therefore, everything should understood in that consciousness. You will have a Santi, peace, and you will go back to God. That is the end of this 5th chapter. That karma, what is that? Karma yoga, or action in Krishna consciousness. Everything belongs to God. Everything should be utilized for the Krishna. That is real renouncement, renunciation. Prapanchaika buddhaya harisambadi vastana. Prapanchaika means all these material things. Everything belongs to Hari Sambandhi. Everything is a connection with Lord. Everything is a connection. Whatever you say, everything connection. The sun, just like sun is a connection with everyone. Similarly, Lord has connection with everyone. Everything is a connection. If you know that, then that is really called renunciation. Otherwise, this is artificial renunciation. I renounce Prabhu. I renounce my family. What is renounce? Nothing is yours. You are staying in a rented house. Your everything is rented. Everything is temporary. Your family, wife is temporary. Your children is temporary. Your bank balance is temporary. Your job is temporary. Your life is temporary. Still, you are telling, I renounce. What is yours that you renounce? You have nothing. You are just temporary given something given by God. Just like a jail. I renounce. You don't have anything. You are staying in a jail. What you renounce? What is yours? Nothing is yours. If you understand that way and act accordingly, everything belongs to you. You don't have to problem. Oh, never mind. I lost. What is there lost? Nothing is mine. Otherwise, if you lose something, oh, I lost. I lost. He gained. I lost. He gained. I lost. I gained. He lost. Like this, you will be always having asanti. No happiness. Nothing gained, lost. Everything is going to lose here. Everything is going to be destroyed here. This is material existence, everything is temporary. So we should understand that, control our mind and senses. In this way, we will get out from this material world. So thank you very much. We will now question answer session. If you have any, if you have any questions, and yeah, we will answer it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji, I'm Tamali Panda. Prabhuji, I have a question. Meera means we know that Bhagavad Gita Gyan Labh should be done through the 4 paramparas, right? So
Yeah, we have.
Guru Shishya. But we see that ISKCON promotes Srila Goswami, Rup Goswami and their teachings, but we don't often see that the devotee Meera is being showcased so much, means her teachings or preachings. And also someone asked that whether, means what is the difference between a preacher and a sannyasi. So these questions I have. Means, did she fall into any of the Guru Shishya parampara, or was she just like that a devotee, a great devotee?
No, without Guru Shishya parampara, nobody can become a devotee. First thing. Nobody. Krishna said, Tadvidi pranipatena paripreshana seva upadekshyanti jnanam ganinam tattadarshina. No, Guru is an indispensable. Spiritual life without spiritual master is a myth, without any merit. There is no question of spiritual life. Because spiritual life should be based on the Vedic literature, should be Vedic knowledge. It should not be sentimental. I like whatever I do. That is not the way of spiritual. Arjuna is thinking, I don't want to fight. Krishna rejected him. So he understood that Krishna rejected him. So he says, Ischateham sadhimam tum prapanam. I am making you spiritual master. So spiritual master is one. Mirabai also a spiritual master. Mirabai is a devotee, and the spiritual master is coming from the disciplic successor. Why ISKCON is not? We have seen, my Prabhupada said one time, person was asking, what is your standing about Mirabai? He is a great devotee. She is a great devotee of Krishna. All devotee of Krishna is already in the sampradaya, already in Krishna consciousness, and she has a spiritual master, and she did it. She was acting in that. From the childhood, she was engaged in Krishna consciousness. Later on, she accepted a spiritual master, and she became a great devotee of the Lord. And she is actually a great devotee. So there is no question of not accepting him. We are accepting. Showcasing, so far as showcasing is concerned, different, just like Rudra Sampradaya, different Sampradaya is showcasing their acharya. So we are showcasing their acharya. But at the same time, we are accepting the Mirabai. Actually, Mirabai is not only, there is a very exalted position. It's like the one gopis actually. He is not very exalted position. Yeah, very exalted position.
Thank you so
and
much.
What is the second? What is the second question? You are asked something like preacher and renouncer.
Somebody asked in the chat difference between sannyasi and a preacher.
Very important question. Sorry, very important. A preacher, yes. The preacher and the sannyasi. And sannyasi, as I told you, sannyasi means renunciation of the material propensity. Sannyasi means satanyasa. Actually, a sannyasi should be a preacher. Because positive attachment is preacher. Satanyasa. Sat means absolute truth. He should only act for the Krishna. That means a preacher is really a sannyasi. He's already acting only for Krishna. He's preaching about Krishna. He's speaking about Krishna. He's always with Krishna. So therefore, the real sannyasi and a preacher, there's no difference. Krishna says actually there's no difference. Actually, the only sannyasa, simply no positive attachment. Then Krishna say, oh, this is dukkha. This chapter 5, he himself say that, oh Jogojukta. You are not attached to positive attachment, simply renouncing material home, material wife, and no more attachment to Krishna, and going to Himalaya, do ganja, cigarette. That is not renunciation. That is renunciation is not like external body or renouncing the material things only. Real renunciation is everything belongs to Krishna. You should act on behalf of, in the service of the Krishna. That is real renunciation. Real renunciation, that is called preaching. Preaching means we are positive attachment, not only renounce there, also positive attachment. Simply renunciation. Krishna say Bhagavad Gita, we have read today. Now this is the verses actually we read. One sec, I'll just want to show you the verses. Today we will learn this one. This is very important question. So let us know that this is a very easy thing. So here Krishna is telling now that merely renouncing and not engaging in devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. But a thoughtful person engaged in devotional service can achieve Supreme Lord without delay. See, only renouncing my family, my money, my property, and that is also illusion. That nothing is yours. still you are thinking simply renounce means I will get liberation. That is not sufficient. Real renouncement means everything belongs to Lord, everything should be utilized for engage in devotion. But very nice verses. This is the answer. Sannyas tu mahabhav dukkam aptum ajogato. Jugajokto munir brahma. Nachire na gachanti. Adhigachanti. So this is the answer of your question. Yeah. So
Thank you
positive
so much.
attachment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have another question, Prabhuji. Sorry,
Yeah.
but I also have
Okay.
another question. Actually, in
Yeah.
Facebook, we see verbal abusing going on between Hindus and other castes. So it's our duty to means as devotees, we can actually fight for Krishna. But the
Hanuman was.
abuses,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Go
abuses
carry on. Carry on.
the abuses that are going on in the Facebook in any of the means if Hindus are posting something, then there are abuses from other communities that are coming in, and it becomes very difficult to accept all these things. Means as devotees of Lord Krishna, Krishna is very dear to us. So if someone says something, so we are hurt deeply. So in that case,
Yeah.
what should we do? Means we should
Yeah.
verbally abuse them or
No.
just
Very. No, very good question. Very good question. Shastra says that if somebody is abusing the devotee, abusing the God, we should first of all we should close your ears. We should either first of all with higher argument, higher reason, we should counteract it. If we cannot do, we are not competent to do, better leave that place or close your ears. Because hearing the blasphemy or become silent is as good as agreeing with them. That means we are if somebody criticize the God, his volume Himalayan of sins he has got by criticizing. All Shastra is proclaimed very loudly that criticizing the God or devotee is very, very offensive, very dangerous situation. And he will have a lot of karmic reaction. Therefore, one should not silence. If cannot have with higher reasoning and higher argument, he cannot higher knowledge, he cannot defeat. And better to leave these places or close your ears, leave the places. Because by hearing them, you should not, you should leave these places. Otherwise, you will be, sharing the sins also. So this is the injunction of the Shastra. Just last week, somebody asked the same question. Yeah. So what should you do? This is the Shastra. You should close your ears or you should go away, leave this place. That is the injunction of Shastra. Therefore, all this going on, I am Hindu, Muslim, this, that, because they have no idea God is one. And we are just race all this dharma is real dharma is the supreme dharma, sarva dharman parityaj. Dharma means characteristic. It's not like a faith. Faith today is there, tomorrow change. Real dharma cannot change. You cannot change the liquidity of the liquid. Water. Water means liquidity. Heat and salt means salty. Sugar means sweet. We cannot take out the dharma. Our dharma is to engage in the service. We are spirit soul. We are part and parcel of the supreme soul. Our dharma is engagement in the supreme soul. Because we are manufacturing so many dharma, is this dharma, that dharma. Dharma really is from the God only, Sanatana dharma. It's not like this dharma. Dharma is one, God is one. We are simply creating so many dharma to facilitate ourselves, But without understanding the proper knowledge, then we are fighting. Oh, he is this. Actually, God is one. Dharma is actually Sanatana dharma. Dharma cannot be changed. When Sanatana, we are Sanatana also. But somehow we are engaged in this material body. When Sanatana living entity engage in the service of the Sanatana God, God is Sanatana, we are Sanatana. In the Sanatana Dharma, that is called Sanatana Dharma. People have no idea of this definition. Therefore, they are thinking, I am identify, I am this Indian, I am body, I am black, I am white. They are fighting each other. But they do not know. It's like a child is fighting each other without knowing that they belong to same father. And so that is going on. This knowledge is very important. Therefore, so we should either instruct them the real knowledge or you should go away, leave the places. What is there? We will be infected or disturbed by all these things. So we should not be stay in that area. If we cannot argue and with higher argument, we can put forward our Shastric evidence. This is the Shastric evidence. I will send you all this sloko that what we should do if somebody blaspheme the devotee or blaspheme the God. I will have a list of the slokos from the scriptures. I'll send you the 3-4 sloko. Like Hanuman. Hanuman is a devotee. Sometimes they say that why devotees are getting angry. They can be getting angry if God is blasphemed. Ram is insulted by Ravana. Arjuna, what he did? Hanuman, he got angry and burned the Lanka. But we cannot do in Kali Yuga, we cannot bond. So better to leave the place. We are not competent. Either we can give some argument or Vedic evidence that this is the correct knowledge. If they don't listen, better to leave the places. And they don't listen and they're still envious of God, they're fighting and going on. So better leave the place. Whether Hanuman is really, great devotee. Why? Because he is acting on behalf of Ram. Jai Sri Ram, I will do. Ravana, you have insulted my God, Lord. I said, but we are not so powerful like Hanuman. And in this Kali Yuga, we should give some argument, some higher study. This is the thing. So thank you very
Thank
much.
you so
I
much,
think.
Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
I have one
Hare
question.
Krishna.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
question. This is Chitra Prabhuji. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
yes. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
Prabhuji, I wanted to know one thing. Like this has been in my mind for a long time. So I just want to know that we are Hindus. We want to follow the Sanatan Dharma, and there are so many other dharmas, obviously religions.
Mm,
So
mm.
everyone preaches their own kind. So when there is a clash, like we have some kind of ideologies, we have some kind of things that we are taught, and there are also a lot of things that are taught in other religions which doesn't at all match with ours. So in such
Mm.
cases, how should we deal with the situation? Like, should we say, okay, no, you're wrong, we are right, or should we say that both are right, but we are not on the same platform, we are on different platforms? I mean, I hope you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying. In
Yeah, I
that
understand.
case,
Understand that. Mm.
how to deal
Yeah.
in that situation? Like, we don't want to disrespect, because in Hinduism we are accepting everyone as good. So that is the greatness of Hinduism. We want to appreciate everything, but we cannot agree.
Yes, understand. So the question is that the so many religions is like a like a same God is same, a same building you are seeing different. But this religion is all God is one, and the instruction of the gods has to be one. The different is this different instruction is given. That is whatever the different instruction that is coming out from the some dharma is adharma, vidharma, and chala dharma. Some dharma is not properly following the Sanatana dharma. Some dharma is manufactured. Some dharma is. But whole idea of dharma is close to the, let's say, in the modern sense. All dharma is meant to close to the come close to the God. That is real meaning of God, real purpose of God, to come close to the God. That is whole idea. If you are not coming to God, maybe practice is different, that is fine, but you have to come to the God. If you are not come to the God, then what is the use of that? The dharma. If you are not following the dharma, you will not come close to God. So different dharma according to time, circumstances, just like a pocket dictionary, chamber dictionary. There's a difference. Pocket dictionary, particularly during the Jesus time, because he never mentioned much about God. He said, "Thou shalt not kill." He should have said that thou shalt pray God. He only said thou shalt not kill, because he was addressing people who are simply killing. They are not in the higher position, Brahminical state. Therefore, he told first commandment, thou shalt not kill. So according to time, circumstances, they have given like pocket dictionary. So we should go for the higher dictionary if we want to know real dharma, Sanatana dharma. The Vedas are the oldest. So their instruction is going to be very validated and going to exist eternal. There is no changes. And there are no destruction. There is directly from the God. As yesterday the Prabhu told whoever, the Veda means the knowledge is coming from the Lord mouth, Krishna. Knowledge dharma to sakyat bhagavata pranita. You cannot in a law, in a court, you cannot say, sir, I manufactured this rule. No, it has to be there in constitution. Then only you can argument in the court. You cannot say, I manufactured this law now. No, therefore all this dharma manufacturing according to time and circumstances. But our main Sanatana dharma, Hinduism also has a manufacturing. It's not like the Hinduism we are proud of it. No, we are actually Sanatana. Sanatana dharma means not a faith. Today I may be Hindu, and tomorrow I have seen many Hindu also converted to Christianity. And the faith is not the religion. English dictionary, religion means faith. I may have a faith today from Hindu, tomorrow I may jump to the Christianity because of flexibility. Tomorrow I may be from the Islam. That is not real. Religion means that cannot be changed. Our dharma to serve God, that cannot be changed. I may be Muslim, I may be Hindu, I may be religious. That things cannot be changed. I am going to die. I don't say that Christianity there is no death. There's no death. Everybody has to go to die. Everybody has to go through all the process of birth, death, disease, old age. We cannot deny that. Therefore, Sanatana Dharma cannot be changed. So we should follow Sanatana Dharma, the oldest. This is cannot be changed. That is enacted by the Krishna. Sanatana means eternal. That cannot be. That Sanatana Dharma means we are Sanatana, Lord is Sanatana. We have a Sanatana Dharma. This is temporary Dharma. We should engage in this Lord service so that we can transport to Sanatana Dharma. In that Sanatana Dharma, we will engage in Sanatana God. That is called Sanatana Dharma. That should be followed. All these kind of things like according to time circumstances, that is thing. But we should follow the Sanatana Dharma. Bhagavad Gita is a Sanatana Dharma. Lord is not speaking like Krishna is not a Hindu God. Krishna is God. God belongs to everyone. Everyone belongs to God. So therefore today verses 5:18, it says that those who are intelligent, they see the dog eater, dog, Brahmana, everything same. They don't see the body. I am born family, Muslim family, then I have a Muslim religion. No, this is not the proper way. Everybody is a spirit soul. Everybody belongs to God. That is a higher. It is not like just a religion. It's a higher. It is real dharma. Higher understanding, higher view, higher perspective. That is real dharma. So we should be like this. We should hire, not that simply I am Indian, I am Muslim, I am Hindu, I am religion, fighting with each other. Our dharma is no. Our main dharma, Sanatana, everybody according to their karma, they are getting different body. Therefore, as intelligence says, he knows that all this is just illusion. They are all same actually, equal. We are all this Muslim body also, they have the soul. They are eating, they are sleeping, everything going on. We are also doing, even animals also same thing. Therefore, they see a cow and the dog eater or a Brahmana is the same. Because animal also according to karma, he's got the animal body. He's having a terrible pain. Because you see animal life, how it's dangerous. I am going to have a coffee, tea or water. I go open the tap and drink. But for them, drinking means always looking here and there. Somebody will attack, somebody will, tiger will attack, or somebody will attack. So how much fearful life. People say, I don't care for animal life. I can become a dog. But they have no idea how terrible pain. No. So this is the thing. We should think in that higher perspective. So Bhagavad Gita is giving a knowledge of higher perspective. We are the spirit soul. That is fundamental thing. Where is question of this real faith, religion, the modern word religion, faith? There is no faith. This is our dharma. Every living entity belongs to the God. We are spirit soul. So in that way, we will not have any kind of problem. Peace. Krishna says peace will come when you know that only center of activity, I am the center of activities. I am the central enjoyer. I am the proprietor. Not that American in proprietor, Indian proprietor. This dharma is better than me. This dharma is better than no. So this, I think, answers your question. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
I want to know Karma Yoga and Sankhya Yoga. What's the difference?
Yes, excellent question. So then, see, I will show you the verses. Then it will be a very good for understanding. So I can just share the verses. Krishna say in this today's verses, today's chapter actually. Today's chapter, Krishna says this Sankhya Yoga and yeah. So Krishna say in the fourth verses, only ignorant speak of devotional service karma yoga, different from the analytical study of material world Sankhya. Sankhya yoga means dissecting. We are not this body, we are the soul. Karma yoga means acting. The law is Krishna says those who are actually learned, he who applies himself well to one of these paths achieves the result of both. See, both are same. First is Sankhya. Krishna is speaking Sankhya in chapter 2, and verse from 11 to 30. Sankhya means analytical study of the body and the soul. I am not this body, I am the spirit soul. That analytical study is called Sankhya philosophy, Sankhya Yoga. And Karma Yoga means understanding, acting on that philosophy, that is Karma Yoga. And both the cases is same actually, because both the cases either by knowledge, either by Krishna is speaking here, both the cases both are same. You know, in only ignorance say that is different. Analytical study of material body is to find out soul of existence. The soul of material world is Vishnu, super soul. Sorry, the soul of material world is Vishnu or the super soul. Devotional service to the Lord is entail the service to the super soul. One process is find the root of the tree, other is water the root. So that is the difference between a Sankhya. One process, Sankhya means to find out the root. Who is the root? Who is the actually the analytical study of the soul, super soul, and body? Then he find out that I am the soul and super soul is the supreme Lord, and body is temporary. That is called Sankhya philosophy. And another one is called Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means watering that root. After I understood that this is my position, I am the soul, I am not this body, and super soul is God. I have to engage in the super soul service. That is called watering to the root. That is called Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga. Therefore, in a broader sense, they are not different. Krishna is speaking here. In a broader sense, they are not different. So this is very important point, very intriguing question. That is, this is actually both are same. This is the understanding of the Sankhya philosophy and Karma Yoga.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other question?
Hare
Very
Krishna,
good
Prabhuji.
question. Thank you so much for
this is-
very interesting.
This is Priyanka.
Yes.
My question is there any relation between karma and fate?
Karma and sorry,
Fate,
I could not hear.
destiny, as we call it.
Destiny. Oh, destiny.
Is there any relation
yeah.
between karma and fate?
Yes, destiny means what? Yes, I understand your question. So destiny and karma means according to karma, we are creating a destiny. I am destined to do that because according to karma phala, the result of the karma phala, we say it is destiny, fate. Actually, this is actually not this destiny means is result of the work. I have
Right.
done so many things. I have just like previous life. I have done so many pious activities. I have given so much sacrifice, charity. And this life, I got a lottery. This is not destiny. This destiny is because of our previous result of our karma. That is destiny. There's nothing like that. Out of everything, it will be like once out of everything will come out something. No. There is everything has got a cause and effect. That is called action reaction. Everything has got causes. There is destiny is also cause and effect. Everything, that is called philosophy. Everything has got cause and effect. And supreme cause is the supreme Lord God. So there is destiny means your resultant action of your karma. Result of your karma. Yeah.
Thank you, Guru.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yeah. So thank you very much, everyone. So whole idea is to attend and get the knowledge. There are intricacy, and maybe immediately we may not get it, but slowly we'll know. Little bit of we know. Slowly cultivate. After the 18th session, we have so many other sessions. We will go through that so that we can acquire knowledge. If you have that knowledge, simply Krishna say you are in the boat of this knowledge, you can pass through all this material misery. So very important how to act. What is the difference? Karma yoga, Sankhya yoga. These are all the things very important. This is fundamental and very important. On that basis, everything is going on. Arjuna is acting on that basis. He was thinking, I am not this, I am the matter, I am not the spirit. Everything is my material things, material family, material, everything is my related. Why should I fight? I should enjoy. That is there. So Krishna is telling, no, you are wrong. You are the spirit soul. You should act on that spirit soul. That is important. First of all, you should understand our sambandha jnana. Who am I? What is my relationship with God? Then if I know that relationship, then I can act on that relationship and make it perfect. Just like I don't know, I am going to get married somebody. So once I get married, means I have a relationship established. And simply getting married and not, then I have to act on that behalf. I have to take care of my wife, my children, etc. That is called relative function. That means when I know God is the everything, I am I am the soul and the super soul is the supreme Lord. I have to engage in the service, and perfection of that service is my goal of life. I have to make it more sincerely, more devotedly, so that I can terminate this material existence, go back to spiritual existence, associate directly with it. That is called Krishna consciousness, God consciousness, whole scheme of Bhagavad Gita, whole theme of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityada mam ekam saranam braja. Aham tum sarva papebhyo mukhyasami ma suta. Don't fear of reaction you have done previous life, this life. Just surrender unto me, understanding that I am this supreme proprietor. Then you will get rid of all the things. You will be happy also. You will be happy. You will be happy by giving food to the stomach. A finger is happy. A leg is happy. Everybody is happy. If finger is there, I don't want, I have initiated a strike. I am doing a strike. I will not provide everything to God. I am working. Why should I provide? I am doing everything. Stomach is simply sitting and eating. What is this? I should not. Then problem is, finger will have a problem. He will not get the nourishment. Finger duty is to serve the body. Is going, if it goes to through mouth, it goes to food, is going to stomach, then everybody will get the nourishment. Similarly, when you serve the God, all living entity will be getting this. All living entity will be nourished. Everything. Otherwise, by science, scientific advancement, this advancement, everything advancement, but inconvenience of COVID such as that whole world brought into knees. If you are so powerful, advancement of medicine, advancement of technology, why don't you prevent the COVID? Why people are lost their lives and livelihoods? Why they are in grappling? Why they are in grief? Why the situation is so precarious, chaotic? Therefore, they have no idea. So therefore, we should do that according to instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Then we will be happy and we will be free from all this miserable life. It is say that everybody will be free and peace of mind, simply understanding and engaging according to, act according to that understanding. So thank you very much. So we will, if there is no question, so we'll continue tomorrow. Next session, a very nice sixth chapter is yoga system. People have misunderstood most important, most used word is yoga. They misunderstood. They think that it is a physical fitness like this. But we will learn what is called Ashtanga Yoga, how to actually do the yoga, not in a 5-star hotel, Hatha Yoga, this yoga, that yoga. Nowadays, so many yoga has come. I mean, they have manufactured so many nomenclatures, so many names for this yoga. Business yoga. What is this business yoga? So many yoga. Krishna say only authorized is the Ashtanga Yoga is there, the physical exercise to control the mind senses. That also he declined, Arjuna declined, and he continued with the Bhakti Yoga, better yoga. So we will continue our Bhagavad Gita study next session. Thank you very much. I will be sending the course material and of last chapter, last session also I forgot, and this session also. And recording of the video will be there in the website. So I will be sending you the recording video. I mean a link to the recording. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
All good
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.